Right, so we are live. Yes, we are live. So I recently brewed a cherry wheat beer that was trying to duplicate a beer that you can buy in the supermarkets over here, and this is what I got. It's a cherry wheat beer. It had a ton of cherries in, and I'm going to live pour it to give it a carbonation test. We've definitely got a carbonation there. That's good. And what it's going to do next is it's going to go into the little storage area, which is quite a bit cooler than the area where it's been sat for now. Careful not to catch any of the sediment that collects at the bottom. Cap that off. And doesn't look too bad actually. Very fizzy. Let's have a little sip. Wheaty. Slight bit of cherry. Cheers, Ray. Yeah, slight bit of cherry in there. Might come through a little bit more once I've drank more of it, but carbonation is good. Quite happy with that. I think wheat beers are supposed to have like a stronger carbonation. I know a lot of Belgian styles do have high carbonation, but yeah, that's not too bad actually. What are you drinking, Ray? Do you have a beverage? And is it home brewed? Do you brew or do you just watch people brewing? Pardon me. I mean, that's pretty damn good, I have to say. The cherry taste does come through quite a bit later on. At first you get a lot of wheat, but then the cherry does come through. Now I've got to sip it because this is 7.9%. Again, the actual beer that I was trying to imitate is called Chouffe, something like that. You can buy it in Tesco's in the UK. It's in like a weird stubby kind of bottle, if you know what I mean. It kind of starts at the top and then it comes out large at the bottom. It's really nice. At work, but may have a apple dry hopped cider I brewed last month. I made a cider, and you know what, dude? It was absolutely flipping amazing. Now, I've done 2 or 3 in my time. The one that I actually brewed first was literally just from carton stuff. Camden Town is a nice beer. Yeah, Camden Town are all right. Yeah, don't mind Camden Town. And it was out of just cheated, and I used cartons of apple juice, and it turned out okay, you know. It's called cheat cider doing that, but it was fine. But then I got some apples off a lady, and I traded her a bottle of my mead. You might not know, I brew beer and I brew mead as well as cider. And this lady said, well, would you like some apples? I was like, yeah, how much you got? She's like, about 9 kilograms. So I do like IPA, yes. Are you snooker legend Steve Davis? No, certainly not. Yeah, and this cider was absolutely phenomenal. I don't know what type of apples they were that she gave me, but they were the best eating apples I'd ever tried in my life. Hello, Angela. Yeah, I do like, but if I'm going to drink a cider, it has to be dry. I don't really like sweet ciders. I used to. Yep, I've had a very good day. It is St. Patrick's Day, but no, it's not St. Patrick's Day. It is St. George's Day today, the patron saint of England. So, yeah. Were you in Coronation Street? No, I was not in Coronation Street. I am not famous at all. But thanks for asking, Chris. I am just a humble home brewer. No, not London, Nottingham. The home of Robin Hood. But again, yeah, the cider, it was phenomenal, and I do like the idea of a dry hopped cider. So I think that's on the card. So thank you very much for the idea. I shall take a Ray Finkle. I shall give you a. I'm gonna have to write that down because my memory's absolutely terrible. No, I'll remember Ray Finkle. Of course I will. I'm sure I will. No, but I will drink this quality beer that I brewed myself. I am not a dancing puppet. But it was quite nice of you to ask and to interact anyway. I do appreciate that. Are either of you onto any beers at all? Drinking a beverage tonight? Sam Smith. Who's Sam Smith? Can you sing for us, please, and perhaps dance a little? I've already read that. I am so crap at this, you know, guys. Sam Smith. Isn't Sam Smith a singer? Yeah, he is, isn't he? Singer-songwriter. Hello, fellow Britain. Happy St. George's Day. I think it is. It is. Hello. How are you? Hope you're having a good day. I'm just sampling a beer that I brewed. I did a live opening. Check the carbonation before it goes off to a cooler area for it to mature for about 3 weeks. It went well. It's got a lovely carbonation. Straight away, there is a big hit of wheatiness, and then eventually the cherry kind of comes through. Yep, the day's been good. Not too bad at all. Pardon me. I've brewed a smoked porter today, which is why I'm a bit knackered, but it normally takes about 5 hours. Everything went well, everything just fitted into place. I remembered to sterilize everything this time. I'm normally running around trying to sterilize something. No, I'm not sure about the pubs, dude. Sam Smith pubs? I'll have to Google it. How long have I been brewing one? Brewing one of what? How long have I been brewing in general? About 5 years, if that was the question. I started off brewing the what's it? The liquid malt beer extract kits, and then moved from those into brewing all grain, which the leap was daunting at first, but it was actually quite simple. And once you've got the fundamentals for brewing a liquid malt extract kit, which is like the pouches that you get in, you literally just add water. They are good, and the transition over is not all that much difference, but you're just making that liquid yourself. What's that picture behind you? Also, it kind of looks like a hotel, but I'm probably wrong. This one behind me, this is Ysidril, which is the tree of life. It doesn't normally have the eye in it though, and it's also the logo for my homebrew page and channel and stuff like that. Brewing in general, yes. So I have been brewing for about 5 years. I started in the lockdown because obviously no one could go anywhere, no one could do anything, and I am a cyclist, so, or a mountain biker. I'm not one of those guys in lycra jamming up the roads. No offense if you are a roadie or whatever, peace and love, man. But yeah, it was, I needed something to focus on and something to do. So I had a beer kit that I'd had from my mum. She bought it me for one Christmas, and I brewed it. It's funny you say John Smith's because it actually did taste like John Smith's, and you know, to just sit there and open a beer that you've brewed yourself and it's enjoyable, you can share it with people, and you know, when your mates like it as well, that's part of the magic of homebrew, because your mates won't bullshit you. Excuse my language. I don't I don't know if I'm allowed to swear on here, but your mates won't bullshit you. They'll literally just tell you the truth as to whether it's shit or whether it's good. I don't know. I should have read the rules before doing a live, really, shouldn't I? I've heard of that. Are you a spiritual guy or someone who likes theology? Not really. No, I kind of just roll with what I like. Now, I've got the theory of, you know, I'm not religious. I'm not really, wouldn't say spiritual, but I don't really have a great belief other than science, because, you know, this was put together with science. But at the same time, I don't bash anybody else's beliefs. If you've got faith, I think that's a wonderful thing. I do. I think it's terrific. But it's just not for me. Swearing is allowed. I've seen horrible stuff on live. Oh, good God. I hope not. No, no. I do swear in general. I try not to on my normal videos because I know that it's not palatable for some people. Some people really don't like it. Like if I was to drop a C bomb, a lot of people in like maybe America wouldn't like that. But if I said a C bomb in, you know, an Australian was watching it, he'd be like, "Can you hear, mate?" But yeah, it's all down to perception and what people think. I try and cater for everybody because I think everybody should be able to brew their own beverages. Because so this one, I think I wrote down how much it cost, but normally they cost less than £1 to produce. Now, if you were served this in a pub, I guarantee you, if you knew it was a wheat beer, I guarantee you, you would not return it. It is that good. Now, I'm not one to blow my own trumpet. I'm never, ever, ever complacent. I am always, always, always looking for a way to better something. But it's one of those things that you know, everyone can just get into and really enjoy. I'm a Christian myself, but if you don't want to chat about it, I can talk for hours. Answer any questions you have. No, thank you. I would not like to get into the discussion of religion. I do not do two things. I will not discuss religion or politics because all of them end up with people disagreeing with each other. Now, I have had discussions. I'd say discussions, but it turned into an argument because I could see their perspective, but they couldn't see mine. So it kind of just never really got anywhere. But it is actually very good. It is really good. The recipe for this is on the Fermented World YouTube channel if you wanted to go check it out. I share all my recipes. I don't make any money out of this at all. It's just a hobby. That is all it is. It's just a hobby. And to archive beers, beverages, and, you know, stuff that I like, you know, so then other people could come back in a couple of years' time and be like, "Oh, you know what, I really want to brew a cherry wheat beer." Type it in and boom, there you go, my video pops up and they're on their way brewing themselves what is actually very bloody nice. But it is strong. It is strong. Because the original's strong. What is the best thing you have brewed in your opinion? Now, I have a favourite beer. This favourite beer is called Rainbow Tea, and it's brewed by a brewery called Shiny Brewery. Now, I managed to mimic one of their beers, almost a very good replica of it. The only thing it lacked or had too much of was the tea mix that was put in it, because this tea mix had, let me remember now, rose petals, saffron, sunflower petals, cornflower petals, and there's something else as well, but I can't remember what it was. Earl Grey tea. And the blend of this mixed with a West Coast style beer, it was absolutely phenomenal. I entered it into a competition, the first time I'd ever entered, and it got 40 45 out of 50 points, got into the second round. But because they weren't able to source the tea, they thought it was going to be too much to be able to duplicate it to actually put it into a commercial brew, because that was the prize. Your beer would be added to a commercial brewery, which then would have been showcased at a beer festival. So unfortunately, it fell short of that. But for me to enter my first competition and manage to get it that much, I was just like, wow, I was well happy with that. And some of the meads that I've done as well, I've done some absolutely colossal meads where you're like, wow. Now, if you're into spice and you like sweet things, I have got a mead for you. It's called Dragon's Blood, and it's got cherries and, what is it? It's a Scotch bonnet. Half a Scotch bonnet in a gallon. Holy shit balls. It is spicy, but the balance of the honey that you sweeten it back up with and the cherries, oh my goodness. Right, let's see what this chap's saying. At. Behave, you have any feeling free to ask straight arguments in chat. Also, does that make you a mixologist? You see, I don't really have a label per se. I'm just me, you know. I'm just bloody happy to be here, to be honest, and be sat drinking a beer it is actually going to my head. I cannot lie about that. Yeah, capsicum, yeah. I couldn't figure out how to actually pronounce it because it's a mixture, isn't it? It's a mixture of a melomel and a capsicum. There you go. Check you out, Ray Finkle. You got the knowledge, bro. So yeah, when I do that dry hop cider, which when cider time, it'll be in a end of the season, isn't it? So I won't have any apples until then, and I want to do it with those good apples. Fair. Well, enjoy it. Cheers to you. Thank you very much for joining us today. So yeah, that was literally it. I just jumped on for that. Now, the people that are here, if you want to go and check out my channel, feel free. There's no obligation to do anything on there. There are loads of recipes. I even did a sake. Now, that's a rice wine. It was difficult, complicated, and one batch of it didn't work. The other batch was drinkable. One of them was sour, so that got tipped away. But the other one worked, and it had alcohol in. It had a very peculiar taste, though. I'm not quite sure it was meant to taste like that, but it was okay. I probably wouldn't do it again. I'd leave it to the masters of making sake, because if you're going to drink something that's like age old like that, you don't really want to piss all over it. Do you get what I mean? Because if one of the sake brewing masters had tasted mine, I think he'd have flipping beat me up, because it had alcohol in for sure. It did have a ricey kind of flavor, but it just wasn't there, man. And I'll happily admit my failings as well. So if something does go wrong on one of my videos, or the beer that I thought was going to be great, it's not too great, I'll tell you. I did do a Citra IPA, which I haven't shared yet, simply because when I went to taste the bottle after carbonation, didn't taste all that nice. It had a bit of an off flavour to it, so I may very possibly knackered it up somewhere along the line. I've got an idea of where I did it, and could maybe caused a bit of contamination. But yeah, it's one of those, isn't it? You can't win them all. Sake Brewmaster would make me commit Harry Carey after drinking my attempt. So you've tried it, have you? Have you actually tried to brew sake? Because that's interesting, because I've never met anybody who has actually tried it. I tried it after watching a group of a couple. Sorry, they're actually a couple. They're called Derica and I can't remember his name now. I used to watch all their videos called City Steading. Go check them out. They are so clued up. I learned loads from them, loads and loads and loads. And they are the reason why I'm doing this now, because they share theirs. Brian, yes, absolutely mega. Well done, dude. Yeah, Brian and Derica, those guys are freaking awesome. You know, and I learned so much from them. They're just so down to earth with it all, and I just love the way that Brian breaks it down and explains things, you know, because it's just such a relaxed environment while you're watching their videos that the information just goes in and it sticks, and it just makes so much sense. I don't see them brewing too many beers. I know they've done cider, but it was their sake that made me try and brew it, along with the mead. You know, watching a couple of their videos got me brewing mead, like must have been 3 years ago now, since I'd started brewing mead. But yeah, all in all, it's been an eventful day. Even went for a walk after sorting the food out for the kids, and had a pint at the pub. But it felt really weird just having one pint and then coming home. It was because my mate was driving, you see. So we go for a walk on Wednesdays, but he was driving, so he could only have one. He didn't want to risk it, kind of thing, which is fair enough. But I'm just glad I had this tester in the fridge. I mean, the head's gone down quite a bit. It still has a small amount, and it has lost, I'd say, quite a bit of carbonation. But I don't know how you'd keep that in there. More carbonation. Would you add extra sugar to it at the risk of the bottles popping, or what? Do you just brew cider then, Ray, or do you dabble in the beer and the mead arts as well? I'm sure you do the mead, actually, because you mentioned the capsule thing. I wish I could send you all a bottle of this, but unfortunately I can't send beer because it is carbonated. They don't allow you to send carbonated things because of the pressure and things like that. It could go boom boom in the flipping post, which is not what you want. Not damaging everybody else's letters. I've sent mead to people. There's a chap I follow on Instagram. In fact, there's two people on Instagram I follow that I've sent a bottle of mead to. One's called Eat the Country. His name's Tom. He's so flipping funny. He really is. He cracks me up with the shit he says, man. He's a forager. And he even does like little forage walks where you can walk around with him. You know, you pay a fee or something like that. And mead, ciders, and wine. So I did a wine, actually. Anyway, let me talk about Tom a sec. Tom, yeah, he's a forager, and you can actually meet up with him for a fee. Like you can get it through his website, Eat the Country, and go around foraging with him. Now he's inspired a few of my brews because he did something with nettles, so I made a nettle mead. Then he obviously is a forager, so the time when all of the seeds and berries and everything were ready this time of year, or sorry, last year, I went around picking the blackberries, the rose hips, and what was the other one? Had something else in it. Blackberries, rose hips, oh, and sloe berries, and I made a mead out of that, and that was still nice. Yes, wine. So I did do a wine, but I did it from what was it? It was just the cartons, and I'd also did a mead version of it as well. So I bought these cartons of red grape juice and made something called a piment. And I don't really drink wine. I only brewed it because I could, you know, because it's just what I do. I think to myself, can I ferment that? And away we go. So it ended up being this piment, which it starts off as a normal red wine, but instead of adding sugar, you use honey. And mate, it was absolutely phenomenal. It was so good because I don't like wine because of the dryness, but because you're adding that extra honey in, wow, yeah, it was so good. Oh. So what's your next brew then, people? There's 3 people in here, so what is your next brew? Maybe I could get some inspiration from you guys. I have 3 meads on the go at the moment. They're all in secondary, and they're going to be bottled. I want to say Friday, but it might not be, because I have loads of other things to do. Housework, yeah. I've got to do some housework. I don't like housework, but yeah. So there's a couple of things that a mate of mine put me onto. He wanted me to brew him a licorice and black currant mead. Now, I'm not a fan of licorice, so I kept kind of dodging it, but I might try it because I like aniseed, and I do like, I suppose, I do like blackberries. I could probably get away with, not blackberries, sorry, black currant. Yeah, licorice is rank, dude. I don't like licorice, but you know, with licorice all sorts, I like those tiny ones with the pink and blue dots on it. I love them. I could eat a bag of them on their own. But yeah, he wanted a licorice and black currant mead, and I thought about it. I was like, it could be done. Now, this is the most craziest mead that I've tried to brew. It didn't really work. It was called Mash and Mo. If you want to go and check it out, I'm sure the video's on there. Um, but I said to my mate, I was like, if you could have anything in a mead, what would it be? And he was like, marshmallows and chocolate. I was like, dude, are you off your rocker? And he's like, well, you said anything. I was like, oh my God, here we go. So I put it together for him. It was okay. The chocolate came through, but we used 2 bags of marshmallows and didn't get the flavour. So then a mate of mine, he was like, what you should have done is you should have used the mallow root, which is where the flavour of marshmallow comes from, mallow root. And I was like, oh, okay. I didn't even know it was a thing. I thought it was like conjured up in some science lab or something like that. So yeah, that's the craziest one that I'd done. It was that, and it didn't turn out, like I say, it was drinkable, but it was a bit. Yeah, that could work, mate. Strawberry and vanilla. I'm not a big fan of vanilla. I've had a couple of vanilla stouts, that had an overbearing amount of vanilla in. I think if you get the dose right, I think you're onto a winner. Pardon me. But maybe don't use an extract. Maybe use like a vanilla pod, and be very lenient with how much you put in. Do some tap dancing. I am not your dancing monkey, mate. Sorry. I am here for me, not you. Tell you what, you do some dancing and send me the video. I bought vanilla. It could go well, mate. Yeah, I've not actually tried vanilla itself in a mead. I think that'd be a good idea. To try one. Well, I'll tell you what I'll do, Ray, is you do yours, and then if you link me up on Instagram, Fermented World Gaz, then you can tell me how yours went, and then I might try one, you know, and try your recipe. How about that? That could be fun. Because I'm not a fan of it, but if you say that it works, we could put it out there, add it to the Fermented World recipes. Why not? That'd be great. Not on Instagram or Facebook. I'm not on Facebook, mate. Never have been, never will be. I said that years ago when everyone was like, they're like, oh, you'll be on it eventually. I was like, no. I do Instagram. I do have TikTok, but I only use it to say, hey, come look at my YouTube channel. That's pretty much it. Yeah. Right, well, it has been a blast, guys. I mean, you could always drop the recipe in the comments of one of the videos that I do, dude. You know, just say what it is you put in. I'll use the normal amount of honey that I use, and I'll use the same amount of fruit and the same amount of vanilla that you use, and anything else that you pop in there. And yeah, just write the recipe on in a comment on one of the videos that you liked or whatever, and that way I can see it. I normally get notifications for comments. I think it's Instagram that I don't get notifications for, or do I now? I don't even know. The other week, right? I was trying to do a voiceover on a video, and I had to ask my daughter how I put a voiceover on a video, and she was like, "Oh, you need recap." I was like, "What's recap?" She's like, "That's another app." Was it recap or ripcap? Stopcap? I don't fucking know. Sorry, I'm swearing. Look, the beer's getting to me now. But yeah, it was just, yeah, it was bonkers, and I couldn't figure it out. I'm not downloading another app to be able to use an app. May do that, man. That sounds cool. Yeah, we'll put it in if it's good. If you think it's good and I try it and I think it's good, I will do an upload of it. Definitely, mate. And obviously I'll give you the rights to it, Mr. Ray Finkle. And yeah. Well, thank you very much for joining me. I mean, I put these on without expecting anyone to join me, to be honest. But a couple of people do, and I was just still just going to waffle on about this beer anyway. But it's good to have the interaction. So, thank you very much. Even if you do ask me to keep tap dancing or sing a song, it's good. It's good to have you all here. So y'all take it easy, and I will see you all soon. Have yourselves a lovely evening. Bye bye.